Alright, so in this video we're going to walk through some of the cool new features that have been added inside Kit. This is going to make working on your projects a whole lot easier and just improve the overall user experience. So under the Show Hide icon in the 3D viewport, we've rearranged all these menu options. We put them under submenus, for example. So FPS resolution layer used to be all directly in here. This list was starting to get way too long and cluttered, so we've organized it a bit. In the past, we were able to turn things on and off by doing this. Now we can turn them all on and off even easier by doing that. Just clicking that main checkbox there. And the nice thing is if there's mixed values in the submenu here, we have a representation of that under here. So this M basically shows mixed values under the submenu. So when I click on this and at a glance, I can just quickly see that there's mixed values here and here. You can override that very quickly by just clicking on this, and that will enable all the values or disable all the values at once. The next thing that we've added is the display purpose. So we've had display purpose before, but that was under edit preferences, and we've put it and moved it under here to make it more accessible and just improve the overall user experience. Display purpose is a USD property, and it makes life a whole lot easier once you understand it and start adjusting things to reflect that in your projects. So for example, if I select this and I set the display purpose to be render under other over here, put that under render, and we go back in here, I can toggle that render button on and off. So now I've just kind of made a group of what's going to be rendered or not, or what I want rendered or not. There's a proxy, so you can set something to be a proxy, and there's also guide. So for example, if I click on guide, notice that the skeleton is set to guide. So if I click on that, the purpose is set to guide over there. So this is really nice to be able to customize and adjust what's visible or not based on these three different display purposes within USD. So let's just turn that on. Next, by the way, you could also disable all of them at once just by doing that, which is really cool. Next is we have show by type. So we have cameras, lights. So if we look carefully when I click on cameras, the cameras go hide on and off. Same thing with the lights, and the same thing with the skeleton mesh. The other thing we have is physics mesh. So for example, if I go and create a sphere, and let's just move that sphere out of the way for a second, and we're going to set a rigid body on that sphere. Notice that I don't really see the rigid body. Well, I can change that, so I can say show me selected, so physics mesh. So it shows me the collision mesh now of that sphere. And if I do Control D, which lets me duplicate, now I can see it based on selection. So whichever one I select is the one that I see. If I select both, I see both. I could also change that property in here and say show me all. So this way it can show me everything that has a collision mesh on it. Let's select both these and hit delete. And we can also do the same thing in here, is to be able to turn things all on and off. Notice that I do that, it turns things on and off. The other thing that we've done is put some new hotkeys in to make things a whole lot easier as well. So notice under camera you have Shift C, and lights you have Shift L. So if I hit Shift C, you notice I can toggle the cameras on and off. And if I hit Shift L, notice that I toggle the lights on and off. The cool thing here is that we've added another hotkey to be able to toggle all the things that you don't want to see, the clutter in your screen. Let's say you just want a pretty picture and you don't want the grid, the lights, the cameras. You want to hide all those things, and you want to do it quickly, and the HUD stats as well, and you want to do it quickly. So if we hit H just hides what's selected. But if you hit Shift H, that hides all the clutter essentially, hiding all the things you don't want to see and just shows you a pretty picture. So hit Shift H again, it'll toggle that back on. You can get to that property here actually, so toggle visualization mode, Shift H. If I go back and edit and do that one more time, it'll turn all that stuff back on. So this just, makes it a whole lot easier and faster to show a pretty picture. The other thing that we've added in here is, well, not add, but we modified, I should say, is under this menu previously you had a shading mode called white mode. We've moved that under the shading menu here. So this is where you pick what render you want to see. And this is where we're going to have all the different types of visualization modes. Right now, if I click on white mode, it essentially shows me everything in white, and it doesn't matter if you're in real time or if you're in path trace. It will show you everything white as well. And so just to note that was moved under this menu now, so if you're looking for it, it's under the shading menu here, so you can enable and disable that here directly. Just disable it and go back into real time here. So those are all the cool new things that have been added. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.